Many people believe that law works like mathematics. Imagine a judge deciding a case the same way a calculator solves an equation. Facts go in, a legal rule is applied, a result comes out. Many people believe this is how law works. At first glance, it sounds reasonable. After all, legal certainty is important. Citizens want predictable outcomes, lawyers want clear rules, governments want consistency. But there is a problem. Human life is not a mathematical equation, and that is why law is not mathematics. Welcome to the first episode of the Judicial Thinking series. Legal systems are built upon rules. Those rules are necessary. Without rules, society would become unpredictable and arbitrary. However, every legal rule is written in general terms. Legislators attempt to create rules that can apply to millions of people and countless situations. No matter how intelligent the legislator may be, no one can predict every future circumstance. Life changes, technology changes, families change, society changes. New situations constantly emerge that lawmakers never imagined. This is where the mathematical model begins to fail. Imagine a rule that works perfectly in 99% of cases. Most people would call that a good rule. But what about the remaining 1%? What happens when a situation arises that does not fit neatly into the categories established by law? What happens when applying a rule exactly as written produces a result that appears unreasonable, unfair, or disconnected from reality? At that moment, legal reasoning requires something more than mechanical application. It requires judgment. This is one of the reasons courts exist. A court is not simply a machine that processes legal texts. A court is supposed to understand facts, context, consequences, and purpose. More than 2000 years ago, Aristotle identified this problem. He observed that laws are written in general terms, while human life is infinitely particular. No rule can anticipate every circumstance. To address this problem, Aristotle developed the concept of epieikeia. Epieikeia is often translated as equity, but the idea is deeper than that. It refers to the correction of legal rigidity when general rules fail to account for exceptional circumstances. In simple terms, Aristotle understood that justice sometimes requires more than strict adherence to the written rule. The law remains important, but justice requires understanding why the law exists in the first place. Although centuries have passed, modern legal systems continue to face the same challenge. Family law, citizenship law, immigration law, administrative law, cross-border disputes. Every legal system eventually encounters cases that do not fit comfortably within existing legal frameworks. Often, institutions recognize that a problem exists, yet no institution possesses a clear mechanism to solve it. These situations reveal the limits of purely formal legal thinking. They remind us that legal systems must remain capable of adaptation, interpretation, and reasoned judgment. Judicial thinking is not about ignoring the law. It is not about replacing legal certainty with personal opinions. Quite the opposite. Judicial thinking seeks to understand the purpose behind legal rules and the values those rules are intended to protect. It asks difficult questions. What was this law designed to achieve? Does applying it mechanically achieve that purpose? Or does this situation require a deeper examination? These questions have shaped legal philosophy for centuries. They remain just as important today. The real test of a legal system is not how it handles ordinary cases. Most systems can handle ordinary cases. The real test comes when a case falls outside established patterns and challenges the assumptions upon which the system was built. Law is not mathematics because human beings are not numbers. Justice requires rules, but it also requires judgment. This is the central idea behind judicial thinking. If this topic interests you, consider subscribing and following this series. In the next episode, we will explore an even more difficult question. What is the difference between law and justice? Thank you for watching.